up guys, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video I do a little quick follow up with the Galaxy Z Fold 6. Now again, I've done my full things that matter video, so if you want to see every single feature about this phone, then go check out that video. But however, it's been about roughly a month and a half with this phone because I got it basically when it first launched. And again, I have no complaints. Now, still basically the obvious, the out of display screen is too small. I don't know why I'm getting tongue tied, but still too small in my opinion. Some people like it like this. They consider it being just right, but a tad bit bigger couldn't hurt. Like, even if I would say if it was this size, like on the outer display, as you can see, I can do it good enough. This one is wider slightly, but again, if this folded outward, I think this technically would be perfect. This one is still a little too small. So that's why I'm actually using the flip a little more, because when it's open, it's actually bigger than this one. But when I want a better media experience, then of course, you gotta go here. You gotta open up Instagram or YouTube, and I'm doing this from behind the camera, but you gotta open it up and just get a good scroll in. Now, multitasking, I don't really do too much of, but again, you have that ability. You can swipe up, can grab an app or whatever. Well, I just do like this, quickest way I know how. Just do it like that, scroll, swipe them both out, whatever. But again, you have that ability. So when you're on social media, clearly it's gonna look really, really good on this inner display. Now, you can close it and continue what you were doing on the outer display like nothing ever happened. But again, this should be just a little bit bigger. But that is not a make it or break it this year, because again, they made some effort to improve it. So it's not the end of the world this time around. But if you're shopping for foldables, right now, the OnePlus Open, Pixel 2, the Fold, Pixel 9 Pro Fold, the Honor Magic V3, the Xiaomi Fold, like there are a lot of folds out there, Samsung. So it's about time to go ahead and make this a little bigger. Now, for those of you that don't like this size, like don't want that size increase, then maybe they should make like a fold and a fold, like actually make the fold light and the regular fold be two different types of folds, with the regular fold being the one that's bigger and the light being still the narrow one for people that don't want to switch it up. Software wise, I have no complaints. Battery, again, lasts all day, but you can get more. Like, Samsung can put a bigger battery in these folds. It's just time now. Like, you have a 44 trying to power a however big this display is, 7.6-inch display, when in your Ultra you have a 5,000 that's trying to power a lower size phone. Again, it has Quad HD on the Ultra, but still, I think a bigger battery in these foldables would not hurt. On top of that, make the outer screen stylus support. You know, those are my main two gripes, making the outer screen stylus support. The pen being on the back of the case versus inside of the phone don't bother me at all. But wouldn't hurt to have like a Bluetooth S Pen, things like that. But like I said, this is more of a tablet trying to be a phone than a phone trying to be a tablet, if you will. Like, it's still more of a tablet experience. So they make it to where you want to open it and use the inner display. Got a notification mid-video. That is fine. Just close that out. But anyways, can't miss out on the customization. See, that's not normally green. You do have things like twists, get to different apps using Nova Launcher. Now with this one, I've used One UI Home as well as Nova Launcher, because again, with One UI Home, you can get a even more advanced difference between the inner and outer screen. But I kind of like mine to mirror each other, front and outer. Sometimes, not all the time. But again, you can't go wrong with this phone. I do also like that it has the always on display like this versus the ones that just have the time by itself. Because again, with my Z Flip, you can't get this type of lock screen on the Z Flip versus this one. So I like this feature over the Flip. But again, battery could go a little better. Cameras, I don't really have any major gripes with the cameras. Again, some people are upset that they're not ultra quality, and they're not. So I do agree that for the price, Samsung should put, you know, their best cameras in these phones. as well as the long side of their other phones. But for some reason, all the foldables seem to get the less lackluster phone cameras, if you will, or lackluster in general. But outside of that, they're not terrible. 50 megapixels, the sharpness, and 8K video recording, which I never really use. 4K 30 does just fine on this phone. You can get some great pictures and videos. Like I said, I did all of that in my Things That Matter video. But just want to kind of touch up after roughly a month or so with this phone. But 3 major gripes, like I said: screen, battery, and not being able to use the S Pen on the front would be my main gripes with this phone. But the stuff that most people are complaining about, like if you didn't have an S24 Ultra, like a lot of people would say the cameras in this is great, but some people are using this alongside an Ultra, alongside another candy bar style phone, and trying to compare the two, and it's just not the same, which again, Samsung should make it the same. But all in all, roughly a month and a half, I can still recommend this phone with ease. Definitely see if you could get a trade-in deal, because I know this phone isn't cheap by any means. For some of you, you may want to go through your carrier and do a trade-in and keep it for 3 years, which again, this phone is definitely going to support more than that when it comes to software updates and things of that nature. So you have a long-term device. This is one of those phones where when you buy it, you don't have to run out and buy the Fold 7 or Fold 8 and things like that. But I do it for you guys just to kind of show you the differences. Now, the difference between this and the 5 are still very minimum. If you have a 5, I probably wouldn't update personally, because the screen difference is very, very minimal. You're getting more of an upgrade. And the Flip series, if you're coming from the Flip 5, is actually more of an upgrade to the Flip 6. And that's crazy, because again, it's not a whole lot of upgrades to this either, but you'll notice more there than you will from a Fold series. But with that being said, like I said, I still love this phone. Still one of in my top rotation right now of phones that I use on a daily basis. So have no complaints about that. If you guys want me to cover something, like I said, that I didn't uncover in my Things That Matter, or just got a genuine question, feel free to ask me in the comments below. But again, I just want to say thank you to all of those who have supported me this far, including all the people who tell me to cut my nails, whatever, like they still clean. But just thought I'd throw that in anyway. I know y'all be trolling or whatever, but that's fine with me. I don't be caring. But outside of that, like I said, thank you guys for supporting me this far, pushing the channel, steady growing. I really, really appreciate it. More products to come throughout this year. And again, shout out to the companies that have reached out to me to do products, and I'm looking forward to more of that in the future. But outside of that, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.
Essence, born with less, but you still precious. Just smell foam in there.